Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Revival League Season 2 Close Qualifiers Round 1. My name is Retro, and I'm joined here by some of the nerds. Summon, are you okay?
Hello everyone, I'm back. We've all eaten rather rapidly, and we're ready to cast this next game of HOAX ESPORTS versus SOKUDO.
SOKUDO.
SOKUDO. That was the
It's happening again with you, isn't it?
Back. Straight away, as bans are coming out, we're seeing a very typical Flores ban. Yes, it is happening with me. But a very typical Flores ban, as we said. So far in the qualifiers, they've had a 34.1% ban rate. Only person matching that is Ying. We've also seen a lot of and there we are. Speak of the devil, and she shall appear. In comes the Ying ban. That is our two most banned attackers banned out. Going off this, we are likely to see a Mirror and Azami ban. Were my interesting ban. I don't think we've seen him banned very much. I think that was probably one of the first. Recently getting his 1.5, that makes him a lot more lethal than he used to be. And let's see if we follow and there we are, 53% increases as we see Mirror leave. We are now on we are on our most played map of the season, with 14 games appearing on Oregon. This is an incredibly defender-sided game from what we've seen so far. 61.3% defensive win, with HOAX and SOKUDO both playing on in the open qualifiers and both finishing with almost mirrored scores. This is going to be very important to take notice of, as both these teams are going to be part of that 61.3%. Looking at placements from Open Qualifier 1, we could see coming in 5th was HOAX ESPORTS with a 3-2 win ratio, and that's coming in 6th was SOKUDO with a 3-2 win ratio as well. Literally by the tether. I mean, these two games could not have gotten very much closer at all. In fact, I can tell you the difference in round ratio, if you want. The difference between these two teams was 1 tiebreaker point and 6 round difference. They are very close teams, and it's going to be hopefully, because now we've eaten it, we're going to be able to enjoy it. It's going to be an overtime game with all sorts of excitements to come on. An exciting thing for you is Fake Retro as well.
Yes, Fake Retro. I was going to bring that up. This is a team that I'm biased against. HOAX are a team that I'm biased against due to the presence of a Fake Retro. The reason that he is, or that I call him Fake Retro, is because I am the real one. He is the fake one. You'll see a lot of the times he will be doing a lot of things that you might look at and think, oh, that's something that the real Retro would do, as he's trying to imitate me, but unfortunately it doesn't work because he's just not me. So if you ever see Retro.HOAX out and about, just know that is not the real Retro, and Braz here could be getting taken out. Oh, as a little bit of a whiff. I think that was pixels worth for both of these players here. Mr. Easter doing quite a little damage onto Braz, who does manage to escape with his life intact, yet still. But that could be a bit of a challenge nevertheless. Nikki denying a little bit of this hard breaching from happening with those Cade claws. Of course, there's Thatcher to actually allow that to happen, but he will be trying to trick. The trick will fail, and he will take his claw elsewhere to try and deny another wall. But look at how much time has already passed. I mean, that's basically 2 minutes now gone, and everyone in the lobby is still alive. When has that ever happened? And on Oregon basement, no less. So this is definitely going to have to be a collapse onto the site from HOAX. We've seen them do before. Can they actually successfully do this against a team like SOKUDO? It's going to be definitely a question that we're going to be asking ourselves here in a moment, especially against all three of those smoke babes still in pocket for Evan, and the Warden, who's going to deny a lot of advantage that maybe Retro and Qualifier could gain with those flashbangs.
Yeah, I mean,
Pixel
we're seeing
rotating around.
play very sneaky here, and there we are. There's my curse striking for the first time this game. As soon as I speak, we see someone fall.
But the hatch drop has happened. Chicken wasn't aware of it, and Cyberstar is able to capitalize on that. So many kills happening, so much so that my stream is freezing. Corix picking up another one as it's now a 2 versus 2 with 15 seconds left to go. Hatch drop again. The diffuser is in hand of Retro, who will be trying to go for the plant, of course, planting close to the door rather than tucked in onto the bookshelf to protect himself from the freezer doorway. The smoke babe will miss the plant, will go down. 2 versus 2. The attackers are scrambling around. Evan is down but not out, but Gully is now going to be in a position to be able to pick him up. The Nomad looking the wrong way. Goes down. Now it's effectively a 1 versus 1, and Gully with an absolute banger takes down Retro and wins the round for SOKUDO. Wow. 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 That's all I can say. It's just wow. What a round. Holy crap.
Almost certain we're going to be seeing an OT here. That was just out.
That was explosive if I've ever seen. Woo!
Wow, really good round there from HOAX and SOKUDO. Nonetheless, I mean that was down to the wire. Fake Retro just missed out on his placements there, which I think was the end of his game. As the Jaeger managed to swing around and pick up his kills on the side of SOKUDO. Wow, just incredible! What an attack! What defense! And I think that's something we're going to be seeing a lot of this game. It's going to be a tight one, and I think this is good to set us up to show us just how the rest of this season is going to be played out, especially in the leagues such as the Champions League and Premier.
That's what I was wondering as well, or that's what I was thinking about as well. Is that if the qualifiers are this exciting between these sort of lower tier teams, at least for now, of course, any of these teams, out of the 20 teams currently competing in the close qualifiers, 16 go through into the respectively Premier and Alpha League, and then any of the teams within Premier League have the opportunity to relegate all the way into the Champions League at the end of the season, or at the beginning of the next season. So if this is how exciting it is here in these lower tiers, oh boy, I can only imagine what it's going to be like when we get down to the wire in the Champions League and we get to see teams like Lumina Gaming and then Arctic Wolves playing against each other day in, day out. I cannot wait. It's going to be such a banging season. And speaking of banging, Mr. Easter with an absolute banger of a kill. I think that might have been even a run out onto the Iana of Braz. Where happened this? Oh yeah, it was a run out.
He ran out off in the small tower, managed to get a headshot, which is incredibly good range for a headshot.
Wow,
even with the 1.5. Actually, there's no 1.5. I thought it was
no, there's no 1.5 for the LPX.
It was
at least not for Valkyrie.
Yeah, well, even still with the holo, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy to get that kill, and he is right back on the hunt to get some more. Mr. Easter is definitely hungry for some Easter eggs here. Could he be picking up a couple more kills? I wonder. Shut up! It wasn't that bad. It was not 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 that bad. No, it was not that bad. And it would hit more if it was around Easter. Okay, it would hit way better if it was around Easter. But because Easter was like a month ago, it doesn't.
Yeah, I think it hit better with the Easter eggs. But there's a lot of good names in here that you have to work with. So I'm going to be disappointed if I hear any more Easter egg jokes.
I mean, what am I supposed to do when it's Easter? And there we go. Chicken foot. What even happened? My stream froze again. So many kills happening. It's effectively 2 versus 3 now. Cyberstar shooting the feet. Can't quite get the kill onto Sneaky, taking a lot of damage as well. Bringing the Blackbeard. You don't see that happen very often. Although he has been picking up some steam recently. Mr. Easter taking down Retro. It's all about the Cyberstar. We've seen Ace before. That shield saves his life, but how much longer will he be able to survive for? Not much longer. It's Mr. Easter. It's not like a 3K, 4K, something like that. A lot of kills down to the wire for Mr. Easter to win that round as well.
Is it Hello Happy?
Oh. That was...
Oh, was
we don't usually hear from Happy all too often.
That was an exciting technical difficulties here. We're just going to be able to have to pause it out. Just going to go back there quickly. Hunting Easter eggs. Where did I get Mr. Easter? I can get where the Easter eggs came from. Why would you hunt an Easter egg?
What do you mean? Like,
well, because if you shoot an Easter egg, you'd ruin all the chocolate, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but okay, maybe you won't shoot it. Maybe you just because like when you're collecting Easter eggs, when you're going around your grandma's garden and you're looking for them, putting them in your basket. You don't do that on Easter.
I do, but going into the round, I mean, it was a very well played round there. SOKUDO just seem to be knowing what they're doing on those quick, short, brisk defenses. I mean, they're able to give out those calls. They must have a very, very strong IGL or a very loud Discord call. Sneaky hidden away there, trying to hide underneath the bed, but his feet just got picked up by Cyberstar. On that Blackbeard, picking up his little toes, forcing him to rotate out, which however, in an adverse effect, it allowed Sneaky to get a line of sight onto other players and pick up those kills. Very exciting to watch. Really good game. Hoping to see that HOAX are going to be able to pick up some kills, or was their result in our open qualifier a hoax? See, that's how you do it.
That was not better. That was not better.
It was better than hunting Easter eggs.
It was not better. It was slightly better, but it was still not good.
So it was better.
It was marginally. It's also the Easter eggs thing. It set such a low bar that is like
anything.
Just saying
better.
anything at that point. Like you're not really, you haven't really done anything. You're not better.
You know what?
Me.
I've just realised it was actually so bad. Mr. Easter left.
It's God damn it! Yeah, you're right. He tried to escape it.
He was like, God.
He's like, if I change my name to something when I join back, will Retro then stop making such bad jokes?
Maybe.
But at the end of the day, however bad you think that was, just know that a fake Retro would have had it worse. So, really, if anything, I'm protecting you from worse things being said.
What was fake Retro's being? Chickens out of the hatch.
Maybe.
Right, moving on to this next round. Hopefully we can see HOAX ESPORTS try and bring it back here. I mean, they did top SOKUDO in their last league. I think they played each other in the final games as well. So it's a sort of interesting rivalry and a derby that's coming up in between these teams, which I could think we might be able to see more of. They played well last time. I believe it was HOAX that won it. Which actually altered the outcome of the table, and it forced Team Faded out of the qualifying area.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I have to say, if I'm Faded right now, I am absolutely livid about the way that it turned out. As of course, S2 dropped out. They were the last qualifying team. They were team number 12. Faded, I believe, were either 13 or 14, so they were just on the cusp of making it, and then S2 dropped out, and they decided to nominate T3B's Gladiators.
I can give you some info on that one if you are curious. So S2 did drop out. They were in 11th place, which would their dropout would actually have put Faded within qualifying territory. Yeah. They then gave their spot to Team 17, who came 17th with a 1-4 outcome, which was Team Gladiators. My curse strikes again, and in fact, it was twice as bad this time. 2 players going down to the same gun.
That was a gully just going crazy, picking up 2 Pixel, Retro, and Corix. It's sort of a very common combination of players that we see on this team whenever there's sort of a man disadvantage. Is either you see Pixel, Retro, and Corix, or you see Cyberstar and Braz. They're sort of, it just kind of goes to show how much they stick together. But there we go, Pixel and Corix both picking up a piece. Corix will be picking up another. He does a little bit of damage onto Gully, and there goes Retro to follow up and get the kill onto Gully. Now Sneaky and Evan both having to try and rotate away and make sure that they don't also die on that top floor. Evan inside the kitchen, dropping down through the hatch. Sneaky down inside of security, trying to do a little bit of vertical damage onto the window, but it's Pixel who manages to run away from it. Runs away from the C4 as well. The only remaining C4 on the side of SOKUDO does miss. And now HOAX are in sort of the driver's seat a little bit against Sneaky and Evan, who are still trying to hunt them through these vertical angles, trying to find something, as of course getting any kill here would be grand. Sneaky holding onto that hatch, making sure that they don't get any advantage from there. 25 seconds left to go. They're breaking those castle barricades, which of course are quite a bit of a time waster, as well as a little bit of a utility waster as well. There we go. Plant going down through the vertical angles. Evan finds one, can't get the finisher. Plant is down. Sneaky, instead of meeting, picks up the head of one. It's Evan to pick up Pixel, and it's all down to Corix in a 1 versus 2 post-plant situation to try and clutch this round out for SOKUDO. He will hear the drop from Evan, or from Sneaky if it ever comes. There goes the drop from Evan. There goes the flash as well, forcing Evan away from the position that he was playing. He peeks him with the shotgun, can't get the kill. It's Corix with the 1, and Sneaky with the O45 is going to try and have to win this round, and it's Corix with the kill to pick up the round for HOAX, and HOAX put themselves on the board.
There we are. That is the first round from HOAX. Close. I mean, they're pulling it very close there. SOKUDO literally just missing out as Evan dropped there, manages to get 2 kills with his SMG-11. Balancing out the board, Corix managing to clutch that up in the 1 versus 1 situation. Absolute outstanding game. Really good round. Not much I can critique on it there. Possibly on the size of HOAX, they could have played it a little bit differently, spacing out a little bit, so it wasn't as easy for that SMG-11 to swing both heads, because it's got a shorter magazine. But, I mean, it's just the luck of the draw. That's not really something they could have helped. Good rounds, good teams, and this is going to be one long night.
It definitely will be a one long night, and just to close out what we were saying before all of the action began in the last round, is that obviously the choice was given to the team that had dropped out, who they wanted to nominate in their place, and I mean, Team Faded, we casted their last game in the open qualifiers. We casted it together. It was the final game of the open qualifiers, and it definitely came down to the wire. And there was a moment where you thought, oh, Faded could make it, and then they just missed it. And then there was an opportunity presented that they could make it again, but unfortunately they were not picked by S2 to get in and to replace them. So that's definitely going to sting a little bit for the players of Faded, who probably thought that they could have made it a little bit farther. And there we go. The curse is now with me as Braz picks up Chicken, and it's a very, very early pick. That is the Warden off the board, and that is a huge, huge kill, as they still have 2 smoke grenades in pocket of Corix, and of course the flashbangs. It's Retro as well. Had Ying not been banned, that would have been trouble all around. But SOKUDO will be having a little bit of a breather with the Ying off the board, but it's still going to be quite a challenge to try and still hold on to the site. Now that HOAX have the man advantage. Of course, we've seen this site played before, and it was a minute left in the round when we still had a 5 versus 5. Stalling a little bit on these hatches is Retro, just waiting for Pixel to come to him so that he can get the Kid Claw off of that hatch. And of course, Pixel just far away from him, wasting so much time. And I do believe that that's Sneaky down below as well, trying to trick it. This time it might actually work. No, it will not, as they throw down the second EMP charge. But of course, that leaves only 1 EMP. Actually, that leaves 1 EMP charge for the other hatch. But Sneaky is not close enough to pick that up and try to what's the word? Trick that. And here we go. Find ourselves again with 75 seconds to go, and not really much action yet. So it's going to be another collapse onto the site for HOAX. Opening up some of these angles with the Hibana pellets. It's going to probably be a collapse down the hatch and then down the stairs as well. And of course, without the Warden, it's going to be harder to contest some of these angles if they decide to toss in those flashbangs. But one smoke bait will get deployed onto, I believe, the hatch drop.
Yes, I think it
Oh,
was.
so there goes.
Close
There goes
made there.
flashes.
Wow.
It misses, and there goes Mr. Easter picking up a kill, nullifying the man advantage that Hoax have gathered so far. The hatch drop goes. This time Mr. Easter is aware, but Cyberstar picks him up anyway. Sneaky and Evan both picking up a piece. 2 versus 3. That shotgun will not be getting the kill for Sneaky. It's Retro to pick him up instead. And now it's again Sneaky. It's again Retro and Corix. Gully picking up Corix. It's all down to Retro. Takes down 1. That's Gully. He's going to have to try and go for the plant. Evan throwing down a smoke babe. It will miss, and the plant will go down, as Evan is not close enough to deny it just yet. But Gully being down but not out is sort of a live drone here for Evan. There goes a flashbang, and there goes the swing with SMG-11 in full white. Evan takes him down, wins the round, and
Checks on his dying teammate.
Yep. Gully and oh my lord, I forgot his name. He just clutched and I forgot his name.
Evan.
The smoke. Evan. Jesus. Oh my god, my brain was thinking Sneaky, and I was like, no, that's the Cade. Yeah, Gully and Evan just decided to take turns. Who's going to clutch 1vx clutch the basement site, and it worked out twice for them, putting SOKUDO at a significant advantage now as they go to their secondary site pick of kids dorms and dorms main hall, which they've already won before. So can Hoax pull it out this time, or will it be another shutdown from SOKUDO?
I'm currently very impressed with the performance from SOKUDO. I mean, these have been some really good games and some really important clutches coming out from them. Lots of frags and different kills coming in here, and all sorts of different plays. They're handling these hot drops and site takes really, really well, often with plenty of refrags for the kills that they are losing. And it can leave them many times on top, or if not in the same position as they were when the drop happened. I mean, they got knocked down to it was a 4 versus 5, I believe it was, and was brought down to a 2 versus 2, and then they brought it right back down to a 1 versus 2. Did get close, but I think not finishing off Gully there was quite important. Obviously, he had to get the plant down, so their use of time was very effective, as Gully was able to then say he is planting, wait it out. You know, you've got time, and Gully was alive at the time when he was trying to fight that 1 versus 1, so he had all the information. Very well played by SOKUDO. Absolutely outstanding, and haven't had my curse for a while.
Haven't, but in fairness, that was the prep phase. I would have been surprised if you managed to activate the curse there. I guess it could have been a spawn peek.
Could have been a team kill.
Well, that's not a thing anymore, so that's what I'm saying. I would have been very surprised. I would have been impressed with you if you managed to trigger a team kill in prep phase when that feature is no longer in the game.
No, I am pretty magical.
Oh, never mind. I thought the player that's inside of Attic, actually, I do believe that's Sneaky. I thought that he was a little bit closer maybe on that trophy door, but no, he's safe and sound inside of Attic, and that wall is already open. There goes a C4 as well from Evan. Doesn't catch anybody. He's getting a little bit overzealous on that breach. Could have died there, but fortunately does get away with his life. That shotgun in hand again, playing this colloquially known as a bolo position. Braz holding that angle, making sure that he doesn't swing onto that doorway, and the one mine magnet is not on the board. Retro picking up Evan. That's the shotgun down. There goes Sneaky down as well inside of Attic. Mr. Easter picks up 1 with the C4. Chicken with the follow-up on the Cyberstar. It's effectively 3 versus 3 as Sneaky is currently irretrievable. Chicken doing a little bit of a dance here with Corix. Who will win the gunfight? I don't know yet. Mr. Easter holding a very long angle. Braz holding a pixel angle. And we've stalled a little bit. Corix can't quite get the finisher onto Sneaky, which is a little bit of a problem here. As of course, just like Gully in the previous round, Sneaky is now acting as a live drone, but Pixel does finish him off through the wall. There goes Corix with the follow-up onto Chicken. Braz doing a lot of damage and finally downing Gully through that pixel angle that we saw him play, and now it's all down to Mr. Easter. His teammate irretrievable. 35 seconds left to go. Can't quite rotate into dorms either, and it's Braz still holding that angle. Gets the final kill, wins the round, and well, Hoax put another round on the board.
Wow, good round there from HOAX. That attack was absolutely epic, with a lack of a better word. There was an attack there when they were pushing in the trophy, and there was the smoke playing Bolo. The Iana used her nades very effectively, managing to bounce them in off that wall, landing right at his feet. Bam goes the Weasel, pop goes the Weasel, or I should say. Right at his feet, bringing him right down to just past a slither of health. He pushes back around into games where the open closet wall has a thermite waiting for him, and they pick him off. Excellent pincer movement, really good use of utility, and an excellent way to take out a close door shotgun player.
Yeah, that was a very, very valuable operator to be playing in that position. Of course, that shotgun, I do believe it's the strongest shotgun in the game, other than some of the slugs that we see on the Cade and the Goyo, and the Alibi as well. So, but I do believe that it's the strongest shotgun in the game. So to have that in position, and especially in that position, I was going to say that like right.
Yeah, I definitely one of the most powerful shotguns in the game. Very powerful position to hold. I mean, that would have absolutely sent them into the next planet if that had hit them in the stomach, or the chest, or anywhere, in fact. I think we're possibly looking at some more technical difficulties here, so we might have to have me again covering it. So looking into this next round, I think we're going to be able to expect possibly a SOKUDO coming back. I mean, I think they're learning. I think they're playing very well. I mean, Ghoulie in particular and Mr. Easter, some very, very prominent fraggers. And we've seen a lot of good mechanical skill from them. Korux, on the other hand, as well as Cyberstar and Retro and the Fake Retro, have also used an efficient amount of mechanical skill to develop and show us that they are players who can be reckoned with. It's going to be a good round. I think it's going to be very close, and I think it could end up with a very, very tied position. It's going to be interesting to see, and I'm certainly very excited to watch how it plays out. Coming in here, we can see they've already opened up Attic, and they are looking possibly to push in through Attic using those can openers from the Amaru. It looks like it could be running in, and Mr. Easter gets a pick onto Cyberstar, using his Nitro Cell as Mr. Easter find another onto BRXZ. Wow, what a play. Absolutely picking up two of them there, and there's no one there to refrag them. The refrags are both dead. Mr. Easter losing but a slither of health in that conflict. Truly an outstanding play. Very impressive piece of mechanical skill. As I was saying, Mr. Easter is certainly one we want to be watching out for. Someone close on this side, just missing there, but he can still get on Sneaky. Sneaky hidden away, tucked in behind the wall. Korux showing his mechanical skill just as he misses a couple of rounds, but he brings it back in and puts Sneaky to rest. Pixel, then using, as his name suggests, to eliminate Eben, as Ghoulie refrags onto Pixel and chickens onto Korux, leaving the Fake Retro in a 1 versus 3 situation, and touchable, but difficult nonetheless. And it's going to be exciting to see just how he does it. They're all very close together, watching where Retro's coming from. I mean, they know they've got the diffuser. I'm sure they're watching that as well. It's going to be hard for him to come back from this. I mean, pushing into small tower, 35 seconds left. It'd be a surprise if he even makes it. He's got to push up these white stairs. 2 of them watching it, 3 of them watching it. They know where he is. They know where he's coming from, and they are ready to counter him. Mr. Easter, very low HP, first line of defense, then comes Gully, and finally is Chickens, who is going to be taking those long range engagement, I think. Yeah, that's exactly how they've set it up. Not sure if they've done it on purpose, but they've done it well, and it certainly is working. Can't see quite either of the players, but he's got to push in here. That flashbang certainly coming out, telling us where he comes from. And there's Ghoulie, tucked around the corner. Didn't check it as he was watching where those gunfires were coming from, using those tracers. And that is an excellent round from SOKUDO, and that is exactly what I expected, and something that I'm happy to see from them. They are on the attack now. I mean, that shows just how defender side that was. That's one of the first matches we've seen so far today that's actually left in a 4-2 split. I don't really think we've seen any others like that, but I haven't really been keeping up with the other games, unfortunately, as I've been rather busy here for the last 3.5 hours. So keeping that in mind, defender-sided map means that they are likely to pick up 4 rounds here on the side of HOAX, which is enough to be the winning round. So it needs to go 1 round either side in the winning aspect for these teams to bottle it out in regulation timing. So if SOKUDO are able to pick up 3 more rounds, there we are, they finish out, whereas HOAX will need 5. It's a good advantage for them to have a 2-round lead, whereas HOAX are behind on 2. It's a confident position, but as we said, Oregon, very defender-sided map, but can be won an attack, as HOAX have showed 2 times out of the rest.
5 seconds to insertion.
I am back. I do believe that I just cut out of nowhere. I don't know what happens, but sometimes my Discord just decides, you know what, I'm just not going to work now. I'm just going to shut down completely. And the annoying thing about that is that it doesn't tell me that's what it's deciding to do, so I just don't notice, and then I'm just sitting here by myself thinking that, oh, Summon is just quiet. It does help to notice it a little bit quicker, within the round, that is what happened, as if you were there last week when I was gone for like half the game because I didn't realize. So thank you, Summon, for being here, as it is also good to notify me when my technology is given out on me.
No
I don't know how much you... yeah, sorry?
No bother. Exciting round you just missed again. I don't know how you managed to miss all the good ones, but good round. Well played by SOKUDO, and it actually played right into my analysis, which makes me feel very good.
Yeah, that definitely. But I don't know how much you've mentioned about the split or the advantage that SOKUDO have gained, but a 4-2 split or a 2-4 split is not that bad of a split for HOAX. This is definitely very winnable, especially as they're playing that basement site, which is one of the strongest sites in the game. And we've seen, even when it comes down to the, 1v1 wire, it still is a defender-sided, or a defender 1 map, or site, rather. So there's still quite a lot of chances here for HOAX to win this out, especially as SOKUDO have already wasted so much of their time, and that drop is very, very scary. Spectating anybody dropping down that, especially down that side onto the stairs. I mean, I've missed that beam so many times before in my life where just miss it and then you're down but not out on those stairs. And of course, that would be so much less than ideal here for SOKUDO to lose a player on there and not being able to retrieve him because, well, there's simply not enough time. Luckily, though, for Sneaky, that didn't happen, and we are still kill-less so far in this game. 45 seconds now to go for SOKUDO to try and collapse onto the side and try to get this game. It's Chorus with the first pick onto Evan. Chicken taking a little bit of damage as well. Those grenades missing this utility. Corix focusing his attention back to the the supply room. Braz taking out a couple. Sneaky picking up another. It's a 2 versus 2. Gully in the smoke can't do anything. Sneaky's trying to find something. Does find one onto Braz, but now 20 seconds left to go. 1 versus 1. Retro still one smoke babe in pocket. Full HP and a shotgun to boot. Sneaky on very low HP. Now in freezer. Does Retro? No, he does, and he gets the kill. HOAX win their first defensive round and start to minimize the advantages SOKUDO have on them.
Wow, was that a round? I mean, that got very intense in those last few seconds. I mean, I can hear it from the real Retro's voice. He was very excited. I was very excited. The team was very excited. 2 versus 1, something we so often on that site. I mean, every time you've gone there, it's been in a similar situation. Very impressive play from them. Really good close out there by Retro. Just to find that last kill. I thought he might have him there when he was flanking around and walking through the freezer, but no. Retro used his ears, heard, and then picked off the kill. Lucky for him, Sneaky was also on very low HP, which did nothing but aid him. So excellent round. I mean, I've got no complaints there. There was a really nice round to watch. Always things team can do better, but I'm not going to be the one to point it out, as I'm currently sat here casting and couldn't dream of playing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A lot of the times people say, it's like, oh, the people that can't play, that are too bad to play, they are the ones that cast. And,
10 seconds remaining.
I don't really focus too much on the numbers or the ranks of, myself and my co-casters. My lack of skill is not much of a factor in whether I cast or play. It's just I find that casting is so much more enjoyable, mainly because there's nothing nothing can upset you or frustrate you. You might get frustrated on the behalf of a team, or maybe because what you're watching is just so surprising. I remember a game from Shortest Possible Route against Hoax, actually, on Chalet that frustrated me a lot. But there goes Mr. Easter with a grenade, perfectly bouncing and taking out Braz. This to Goyo. He will be down for the count for the rest of this round. But as I was saying, there's really nothing to frustrate you. You're just sort of chilling here. You're just saying what's happening, and you get to experience the highest echelon of Siege without having to actually lift a finger. So it's really not for the people who are bad. It's more for the people who are lazy, I think, is what casting really is. But yeah, now with that grenade kill, SOKUDO have slowed it down a little bit. Have decided to put on the brakes and try to find out as much information as possible. Just narrowly missing the shots there is Retro, but Cyberstar picks up the kill onto Chicken. Finally getting that trade, or rather that refrag. There goes Mr. Easter with another one onto Corix. That's the Nook sneaking up those armory stairs, and I probably didn't even know that she was there in the first place. Smoke Babes coming up from Retro. He will be pushing into the attic as well. Sneaky now inside of attic, gets shut down as he whiffs just a little bit, but it's Mr. Easter there to pick up the pieces of what he could, and Evan and Gully both pick up a piece for themselves. SOKUDO, out of nowhere, just collapse. After putting on the brakes, they decided, no, sir, this is going to be our round. They call me Mr. Whippy. Maybe they do. SOKUDO.
Could be to do with his smell, in all fairness.
Could be.
Wow, what a round from SOKUDO.
Absolutely.
Absolutely outstanding. They got those first two kills, pumped it back, made the other team think they were setting up, where in reality they were just ready to push in. Mr. Easter, I believe, got 3 kills that round. Absolutely outstanding. Tidy little 3K. And wow, Mr. Easter, he's pulled on average roughly 1.5 kills a round. Looking at where we are, really impressive.
That statistic, when you just say it like that, doesn't make sense. Like, oh, what is 1.5 kills? Like, you can't get 1.5 kills, but you kind of can, because we have seen a lot of DBNOs coming out. So it could have just been, he got a kill and then also downed somebody. So that statistics makes a lot more sense in this current game and in this current context. Sometimes it's just sort of a number, but right now it might actually
definitely
have a little bit meaning to it. But a very interesting setup there is on the meeting stage wall, is that a lot of teams play it that completely differently. Some leave that hatch closed upstairs, leave it reinforced. Some leave it completely open. Some have it rotate into T2. Some leave it soft. Some leave it reinforced. Others, the meeting stage wall specifically, they have those footholes. Some have head holes. Some leave it completely soft. Some leave it completely reinforced. So that is, I love this site for specifically that reason, is that it's very, very versatile. And this is the site I feel like the most in all of Siege, or at least in all of competitive map pool so far, is the one where you're going to see the most versatility in the way that people set it up. Is that you're just going to have completely different setups, sometimes from the same team. And Mr. Easter picking up Pixel very early on. Mr. Easter just sneaking up with that Nook and taking out everything in sight, denying as much of this advantage that Hoax could possibly be gaining on their defensive half as possible. Chicken making his way inside of Dining, already trying to attack onto Retro and Corks, where the players playing inside of there. Is meeting completely vacated? Because they lost Pixel, who I believe was playing that shield position.
Yeah, I mean, it's down to Korox. He's playing in between the connector. I think he would probably drift over and play into A upon the IGL's orders, as that would make more sense. I mean, they've got control of the surrounding sites here, and they're able to hold it. I mean, as I say, that Korox is picked off by Sneaky on the above. Very sneaky play. Honestly, it's just quite a shocking round, and I mean, wow, I've really cursed this one.
I can't even continue. It's all down to Retro, 1 versus 4. Smug Babe still in pocket. He's going to have to try and drop down into the freezer site, now completely vacated, and they know it. The plant undoubtedly will be going down soon enough, or will it? Evan finally making his way inside to go for the plant. Retro with a nice peek, taking down the star player so far of this match for sure. Mr. Easter still has 3 of them to go, still has 3 grenades to try and contest against, as well as that distance as they are just running away as far as possible. To just hold the longest angles onto that diffuser. And there goes the shutdown from top of the white stairs. Chicken taking him down. SOKUDO Esports win another, put themselves on match point, and a team that I was praising all throughout the open qualifiers and was saying are probably the best team that we are seeing in the open qualifiers, just narrowly made it into the close qualifiers, and now we're losing to SOKUDO. It's not looking good for HOAX, but of course it's only round 1, and there's 16 spaces in the leagues upcoming, so they could still make it, but I'm, for one, very surprised.
Looking at staff predictions, I don't think you're going to be alone in that. I do believe... it was a 50-50 split between the staff. We've all gone for a variation of different teams. I actually believe, it is a perfect 50-50 split between the 2 teams. We all not quite sure who it is. We are on opposite opposing sides here, Retro. I thought SOKUDO was going to have this, and you were looking at HOAX. There's only one HOAX here, and I'm not going to say it. Anyways, that was an excellent round from them. Really well played. SOKUDO absolutely showing just dominance here. HOAX came above SOKUDO in the actual league table in the end. But around here, I really don't see much of a difference. In fact, I see SOKUDO as a far superior side so far. It's truly very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I
Definitely.
mean, 5th and 6th, I mean, I think they were just down to the opponents they played. But these are 2 mid-table teams. Wait till we see the higher-ups.
Oh, yeah. That I am very, very excited. The game that I am probably the most excited for, if I'm not mistaken, happens tomorrow, and I hope to God that we get to cast it, is the Oblivion game. Either the Oblivion or the 5 Stars game. I am equally as excited to watch both of those games, as those are some absolutely brilliant teams, and I would love to see both those teams play. I don't know if they play at the same time, so I might only be able to do one of those. I'd love to see both. Because those games are just going to be so exciting. Oblivion and 5 Stars definitely the best team coming out from the open qualifiers. So seeing their games, I'm very, very excited. Ecstatic.
I believe Oblivion played today. I think Oblivion's play day was today. Let me have a look for you now. Yeah, Oblivion played today. But we do have 5 Stars coming up tomorrow who went undefeated throughout our open qualifier. And not an easy feat. I mean, we saw the same from the Arctic Wolves in their qualifying series. They went on to win the league. So possibly this is going to be a real battle when it comes to league winning positions, as it's coming up against 5 Stars. They are against the War Dogs, though, who are no small team in themselves. I mean, they came 2nd place. The War Dogs are a Spanish team who went 4-1, only losing to 5 Stars as they went undefeated. Spanish team who have T3 experience. Very impressed with their performance. They did very, very well when me and you watched them last. And I think going up against number 1 spot, that's going to be one crazy good game, and I hope to be able to cast it.
Yeah, I echo everything that you've just said, as we see Pixel going down again, just having absolutely no luck so far in this game, in these 9.5 rounds that we've seen. Having no luck, just dying every single time. Has picked up some kills, but unfortunately it's not enough to really boost his team across the finish line, and it's sneaky to pick up a Cyberstar to boot as well. SOKUDO just building that advantage. Qualifier finally shutting down Evan. There goes Retro with the follow-up, but it's Mr. Easter in there again. It's Braz in there for another. Chicken taking them down as well, and now in a 1 versus 2, it's all down to Retro again. The grenade will miss just slightly. They're picking up the diffuser, and they will be pinching him inside. Oh wait, no, that's... Oh, I got a little bit confused. I thought they were both pushing him, but there goes the swing again.
Oh, wow.
Oh my, what? Oh, that, if I may say so myself, that was a real Retro play right there. That didn't have an ounce of fake retro in it. What a play, what a swing with the shotgun. He got 1, he got 2. Wow. I really thought that they were pinching him there because it looked like they were, but then they sort of changed their mind and went right back into
Absolutely,
the.
this will just defaulted. I mean, wow.
Wow! Wow! What a
Absolutely,
clutch!
absolute outstanding play there from the real retro. I'll give him that one just because he won that round. We all know you're the real one. Absolutely incredible. Wow, they just weren't watching their backs. I mean, SOKUDO, what a mistake to make.
Yeah.
Like, that is pretty elementary, just to have someone watching your back, or at least have that player play further back so he's able to quickly watch both sides. Really left them open there. But can't fault Retro for that. Absolutely capitalized on his position. I bet his team are buzzing with him right now. That puts them 2 rounds away from putting us into overtime and a very exciting position.
Definitely. And, speaking of statistics and, how interesting some things play out is in the previous game that we casted, it just so happened to be that whichever team got the opening kill won the round. So far in this matchup, that is not run true. There's no pattern whatsoever. Sometimes if you get the opening pick, you will win the round, but it is absolutely not a rule. It has happened both ways many times. But one thing that has rung true for every single time that we've seen it is every single time that we've seen the basement defense, it came down to a 1v1 clutch.
Oh, wow.
Braz immediately taken out the star player of SOKUDO Esports. It is Mr. Easter and that Nook and her grenades both off the board.
Wow.
Braz, what a shot to take down Evan. That's the hard reach off the board. Oh
good.
my god.
Admire it.
Oh my god. What a shot. Oh my goodness.
Retro wasn't quite sure on what was happening and accepted the compliment on his behalf. Fake
Oh
Retro.
my god.
Wow.
Yeah, fake retro. I would never such a thing. But wow. Oh my goodness. But yeah, what I was saying is it always came down to a clutch. I have it in my notes right now. Basement round 1, gully clutch. Basement round 4, Evan clutch. Basement round 8, round 7 rather, fake retro clutch. And then round 9, basement, fake retro clutch. There goes Cyberstar with a brilliant kill into Chicken before he could even deploy the grenade. And now there's only one in the pocket of Gully who is on slightly lower HP, Sneaky. Only one of those cameras still alive. He hears one player on those freezer stairs, but the freezer stairs player is pushing up anyway, just narrowly misses the kill onto Sneaky, taking out that camera as well. 75 seconds left to go for SOKUDO to try and salvage this, and it's Cyberstar waiting for the drop. Gets one. Can he get the second? He can! Flawless round for HOAX. To minimize the advantage that SOKUDO have, they put themselves only a round behind, and we could be seeing overtime again.
Wow, flawless round. I mean, we see it every single game. There's got to be at least one flawless in every single round, and I absolutely stand by that. That was absolutely outstanding. Wow, really well played by HOAX. Every man stayed alive and did their job. SOKUDO calling a timeout. I mean, by no surprise at all, no fault of their own. That was just absolutely incredible. They lost their momentum. We've lost Retro, and we're going to be moving on into the next round with a 5-6. That puts it on a very edge and puts us almost going into overtime. 5-6 is an important scoreboard. I mean, from this, we can be able to use it to gather our statistics and look at just who's going to win next. Looks like someone needs to charge their mouse. First time I've heard that one before. Looking at the actual scoreboard itself, not sure if you guys can see it, but Mr. Easter currently has 15 kills with 8 deaths. That is a fairly good play. A really, really good conversion rate, and that's something you want to be seeing from an entry fragger. If it was my guess, I'd say Sneaky is their second entry with 10 kills and 9 deaths. Not quite as good as a conversion rate, but still useful. Mouse charged up going back into the next round. This is the make or break round for SOKUDO Esports to be able to get in there without going into overtime. Really hope I don't have to cast this whole round again, as I'm starting to lose my voice.
Defenders, protect your bomb.
Coming into this round now, this is an absolutely paramount round. We are currently 12 This is round 12. Yep. So if SOKUDO can, SOKUDO, I've given up on their name now. Apologies for that, guys. Just a bit tired of the tongue. As they come into this round, they're looking to secure their points. They need to play it slow, they need to play it methodical, and then execute at the end with the manpower and with the setup that SOKUDO want. That's what they've been doing all game. That is what secured them those 2 extra rounds and what's put them in this position where they are almost able to win. However, looking at the past trends and looking at the defender's side of map, which is Oregon, in this league, I mean, 62% is no laughing percentage. It's absolutely possible that HOAX win this and put this into OT. I mean, that would just follow the trend of the 4-2. And that would completely make sense, and that would be absolutely... It would be incredible to witness, seeing HOAX turn it back on its head and doing exactly what SOKUDO did to them. I believe we have Retro back now, who is going to cast the rest of the game.
I am back. Yes, I don't know what's happening. It just keeps dying on me. I really don't know. I think I'm being sabotaged. Maybe by Fake Retro, who's sick of the nickname that I've given him, or maybe NNJ is upset that we didn't give him the MVP last game, so he's trying to sabotage my technology here. Maybe it's the minerals, really. I mean, who knows what's really happening? It's really just been going really badly. But Mr. Easter, so far, there wasn't a round where I didn't mention him, and he could be picking up a kill here onto Braz. But his teammate distracting him does force him away out of that position, and it's Braz. Last round it was a Braz and Cyberstar show, and he picks up a kill again. It's Evan to pick up 2, however, as his teammates go down. It's effectively a 2 versus 2 because Sneaky is down on the ground. A plant is going down. How? Inside of kitchen. Evan is going for the plant, but he gets shut down. It's all down to Mr. Easter. If there's anyone who can clutch this, it's Mr. Easter, but it's again a Cyberstar and Braz show as they finish it off. HOAX, take us to overtime. What is happening today? I love close qualifiers. I love them. I love them so much, Summon. Wow.
2 OTs in a row, and I've eaten this time, so I'm very excited. Wow, what a matchup we got today. HOAX eSports versus SOKUDO. Absolutely incredible. I mean, wow, wow is all I can say for that one.
Yeah,
I am a bit shocked at Mr. Easter's downfall there. Unfortunately, didn't quite get that epic 1 versus 2 to clutch up the rest of the game. But in the same token, that puts us into our overtime, which means more time with us, guys.
Yeah, indeed it does. I mean, I'm just really impressed with HOAX being able to pull this back. They went from being down 6-3 to pulling it all the way up into overtime. And now after SOKUDO have wasted their tactical timeout and haven't really capitalized off of it, it could be spelling some trouble for them in this game. They haven't really managed to pick up an advantage after the attack timeout. And HOAX were able to pick up the defensive side again on their overtime, on their first round of overtime. So, again, spelling a little bit of trouble for SOKUDO.
Yeah, I mean, round 13 here, I mean, it's down to, are they going to be able to keep this defensive play, or is we just going to see 2 rounds of absolutely incredible SOKUDO players? They've got the attack. If they can take this attack and they can win this, they're more than likely going to win their defense. I mean, it's winnable for either teams. It's very much all in the ballpark. 6-6, it might as well be 0-0. It's completely winnable for either team, and it's going to be quite extravagant event, and it's just going to be interesting to see just how it comes out. BR is going for another one of those kills. Good thing I didn't get my curse in play.
Yeah, good thing. But there it goes. Corix picking up Mr. Easter, and again, the star player, the star of the SOKUDO show goes down. There goes Braz again, picking up Evan. And this is really looking like no good at all for SOKUDO as they lose their 2 players. They lose their hard breach. They lost them before. They lost their star player. That's the Nook and her grenades both gone. Are they going to be able to pull anything off here? Cyberstar here, chancing a kill maybe onto the sledge. It has worked before. He has gotten this kill before onto that same exact player. Can it happen again? I wonder. Chicken just holding an angle, not really giving anything away, not pushing, not peeking, not doing anything.
Wow, 2 players down. I mean, that is intense. I mean, we've gone from seeing everyone still alive in the last 50 seconds to seeing 2 players getting picked off at the start of rounds consistently, especially Mr. Easter. You can't really be losing him. That is your key fragger. That is like one of your main sources of kills and one of your main sources of getting the advantage. Upsetting loss for SOKUDO. SOKUDO, yeah, we'll go with that one. Very upsetting loss. Going to be bringing it in very close. Gully even taking in shots from somewhere he doesn't know quite where from. Retro falls back. It's just intense. And it's somewhere that they do not want to be. As I say that, they die.
Cyberstar pushing up those freezer stairs, finally taking down one player, and they are on the hunt to try and get him, but at this point, even if they do, it's going to be a little too late. Sneaky doing a little bit of damage onto him, but taking as much as well. It's Retro from above to take down Chicken, leaving Cyberstar still alive, and there goes the shutdown from Sneaky. There will not be a flawless round, but there's still so much work and no time at all for Sneaky to try and do this, especially with the diffuser gone. He does pick up one of the HOAX. Can he pick up 3 more? He cannot. He gets shut down from the bottom of the stairs. HOAX Esports take the lead for the first time in this game and put themselves on overtime match point. This could be their round here. This could be their game.
That is quite impressive. I mean, HOAX Esports are now on the attack, which gives SOKUDO, I believe, 2 defensive rounds to win here in the OT. So they're on defense for the rest of it. Pretty intense. Not going to lie to you. That is absolutely just such an important thing. Because of how defensive this map is meant to be, it's just going to be so much easier for SOKUDO to secure these points and to knock HOAX back down a rung. But HOAX have had an absolutely incredible performance there. I mean, taking out 2 of the top fraggers early in, they understand what they need to do. They need to play a bit more aggressive to combat SOKUDO's defensive and slow, methodical playstyle. This aggression is working. It's taking out 2 fraggers, typically at the same time. It's taking out Evan and Easter. That's 1 hard support or 1 support member and 1 entry. In fact, if I would be as so brazen, the entry of the team. Not to discount Sneaky, he is still on 12 kills, which is absolutely outstanding. But if we look on the side of HOAX, we can see a far more even kill spread, excluding Pixel, who is clearly a hard support as he is carrying the diffuser and is Thatcher. But the rest of them all having 11, 12, 12, 10. Really close spread. If you were shooting and that was your spread of bullets, you'd be absolutely proud of yourself. That would be a bullseye and bullseye and bullseye.
Definitely. Yeah, Pixel, I've said, has picked up a little bit of those kills, but unfortunately he's just been so unlucky with just losing a lot of those gunfights and getting shut down early. But as you said, is also playing hard support. We've seen him play Goyo, not really a operator that you bring to be too aggressive. I mean, we do see it sometimes, and of course having that slug shotgun gives so many opportunities for Goyo to go absolutely explosive, but I guess Pixel is just not one of those players. Which just leaves the rest of his team to pick up those pieces, and so far they've been doing a great job of that. A C4 goes out, but it does no damage onto Pixel, or it does a little bit of damage. Or was that a grenade? I'm not really sure what happened there. It wasn't a C4. I don't know, but something did a little bit of damage onto Pixel right as an explosion happened, but it didn't do enough to really matter all that much. Oh, it might have been. Yeah. It might have been. Oh, yeah, because he deployed it. Yeah, you're right. Do believe you're right. And Sneaky manages to pull off a trick onto the hatch, or have they not even gone for it? Yeah, I don't think they've even gone for it yet, so they will be going for it now. They will be opening it up. And again, we find ourselves in a situation of 75 seconds left to go, and everyone still alive. So it's going to be another collapse from HOAX. And so far, this site has not been won by defense or by attack even once. It all came down to a 1vx, typically a 1v1 or 1 versus 2 clutch. But there goes Braz, picking up point, picking up 2. Oh my goodness. He picks up another, or it's Cyberstar to pick up another. It's all done to Sneaky and Mr. Easter. Mr. Easter taking a lot of damage from a faraway angle. Can they try and win this? They still have quite a good chance of doing it. Sneaky picks up Cyberstar. Taking a lot of damage in the process is Retro as well with a tight angle. Mr. Easter with the impact grenade does pick up one. There goes another. It's all done to Sneaky now. Retro might be looking to go for a plant. They still have time. Corix inside a freezer will be trying to pick this up. There goes the plant. Sneaky is going to have to try and rotate around. Retro goes off the plant, goes back on it. I think he was moving a little bit to a bit safer of a position. Those drones will be spotting him out. They know exactly where he is. Oh, Corix misses the opportunity to maybe get the kill there. The plant goes down. There goes the C4. It could catch. It could kill. It will not. Retro rotates all the way upstairs to try and deny this from the hatch. Sneaky sneaking around, trying to find Corix. Drones spotting him out. They know exactly where he is. They know exactly what he's doing. He's going to try and rotate into freezer. From the box, going to try and find something, but Corix is hidden. He's going to be looking for him, and it goes the drop shot.
Wow.
The kill. HOAX Esports win this in an absolute, unbelievable 7-6 fashion, or 8-6 fashion. What happened? How have they managed to turn it all around? They were down 6-3, and then they won every single round after. What a game!
Absolutely outstanding. What a good game. Wow, really, really showed their skill there. I mean, that just shows just how close those teams really were in the qualifiers. 8-6, very important. That just beats out the score of the team we just watched, which will bump, I believe. Who did we just watch?
Who did we watch? It was Sodality and Outnumbered.
Ah, exactly. That'll bump
we're so good at this.
Sodality up a position. But wow, really good game, really close match, absolutely outstanding, really good mechanics from all players involved. Would definitely watch that game again. Truly had, I was on the edge of my seat in those last few moments. Wow, really intense, really impressive, and that was something I really enjoyed to watch.
I 100% agree with you. I second everything that you've just said. And you know, last game when we were talking about the MVPs, it was really, really difficult to try and pick something out. And I think had this been a SOKUDO win, I think without a shadow of a doubt it would have to be Mr. Easter. But because it was a HOAX win, and I will say this, I think that it's Braz. I mean, in my notes, I have so many rounds. I have so many notes
absolutely.
Here where.
I mean, wow, just the shot through the door. I mean, it was so good. Even our observer had to type "nice shot." That's got to be counting for something. Retro played very well, not to take it away from him or the rest of the team, but wow, absolutely flawless from Braz. I mean, he was the one that plays those nades. I don't know if he was at IGL, but he had really good plays, really good game knowledge, used it to his advantage, used his mechanical skill, which was also just as flawless. I think if I was going to put my vote, it would be safe with you, Retro. It would be on Braz. Yeah,
it would be Braz. I mean, I have so many notes here where the notable play that I've put down for the round is literally just Braz and Cyberstar show, because they were the ones going absolutely explosive. And you know what makes the decision for me between Braz and Cyberstar? There are a few things different, but I think that the overwhelming sort of thing that tips the hat is that last round where. So far, we've seen it every single time that Basement was played. It came down to a 1v1 clutch that defense ended up winning. And it came down to a 1v2 clutch here for the defense, but the defense didn't end up winning it. And I do believe that it was down to Braz picking up those opening 2 kills in that collapse and just taking SOKUDO a little bit by surprise. They clawed it back, or they tried to claw it back, but then it was just a shutdown from Corix and Retro to win that round. So I think Braz setting that pace in that final round, just deciding, you know what, I'm gonna get the nade kill, then I'm gonna follow it up with a headshot, and we're just gonna win this game. I think that's a Braz MVP for me. But what a long night this has been. I mean, I went 19 games without seeing overtime to then seeing two overtime games back to back. Wow.
Yeah, really busy, really good night. Excellent matches, more to come, better lineups, better matches, and when we get into the actual league, it's only going to be overtimes from there on out.
It's gonna be so good. Cannot wait. It's gonna be great. But thank you everybody for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed these two games just as much as we have, and I hope that you will be catching the VODs of the B stream as well if you've missed those. Or if you've missed the previous two games that we've streamed here. There have been so many games that we've streamed today. More streams than I think we've ever had. Absolute banger of a day. Great day that it's been. Great way to start this season. And I cannot wait for what we have tomorrow. I'm so excited for the 5 Stars game. It will be a banger, I am sure. But in any case, thank you everybody for watching. Have a good night. Catch us tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.